This is Sparta!
Hello everybody and welcome back to War Thunder. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and you might be wondering, Spartan, that's not a tank. Oh, but you're wrong. This is a flying tank. We're in the F-40-E. Now, what do we know about flying? We're generally a World of Tanks guy, right? But, as you can see, I like to start the match off by getting height. I unfortunately stalled it a little bit, so that's why it's taking so long to drop the nose down. This tank, or this plane has a little bit of trouble getting the nose down sometimes. And this is one of the first matches I've played in it. And I really like this thing because it has 6 12.7 millimeter guns. That's right, 6 of them. Watch what I do to this guy right off the bat. It's like just absolutely pick him apart. And then I try to put a few more rounds on him, and then I gotta avoid hitting him because people always try to ram you. I don't understand why. Like, I understand that it's cool to ram people once in a while. Like, you'll see me do it later in the actual video. But this is just some highlights of this thing in one other match that I played. You can see it's a nose-over fighter. Like, it doesn't turn that great. It's not the most agile, but man, when it comes out of a dive, it is horrendous to try to get away from this thing. Like, and then once it starts lighting you up with those guns, it is over, man. Because this thing will rip your plane to pieces. You gotta love the Americans, man. Whoa, we about crashed into him. That would have been a bad. That would have been a bad. But you can see, I'm not the most agile fighter out there, but what I lack in agility I make up for in firepower and just durability, because for the most part of while I'm shooting at this guy, I'm actually being shot in return by somebody chasing me. And you can see it takes a little while to get the nose up, but once I come out of it, it's game on. How you doing, little fella? Come on, Spartan, get the gun on. And you can see what I was mentioning about the, and now we gotta let our guns cool down. But, you can see what I was talking about with, it's not the most intuitive controls in the world. It can work, and it takes some time. I'm starting to get used to them. But, occasionally I still get into a flat spin where I can't figure out where my controller or where my plane wants to go versus where I need it to go. And end up just flat spinning straight into the ground. So that's definitely something I want to try to avoid, but not always guaranteed to happen. And you can see here's one of those moments where I get confused as to where I'm actually trying to fly, and I end up doing some barrel rolls, all in good faith, right? And we get the gun up? Come on, Spartan! Yes! Got him! Second kill. Come on, baby. Give me some more. Alright, so we got a guy on our 6. We're going to go ahead, stall out, nose over, and just burn it. We need to try to get some... Oh, and we're down. So, here's the full match. Here's going to be the full match. Not that match that you just saw, but a full match of something completely different. Same airplane, but you'll see that I end up respawning in this once I die in other planes. But we continue to do what we have to do. So first thing I do, get above the clouds. You can't hardly see anything right now. So get above the clouds. We're up above 8,000 feet. We're doing 150. Now you got to be careful. You don't want to stall out too much. You stall out and you lose your control surfaces. So definitely a thing. Also, for those of you who are new to the game like me, there is a thing where if you try to turn too hard for too long, you can rip your own plane apart. So you got to be careful with that too when you're performing high G maneuvers, like coming out of a dive and trying to turn. If you go too high of a G too fast, you can rip your wings off. You can also, if you experience too high of a G for too long, your guy can black out, your guy can red out. There's all kinds of bad things that happen for high Gs. So gotta be on point. But you can see I'm way above the reds at this point. I'm trying to stay as high as possible, and then I like to try to pick the guys off that are like straggling around the rear. But I gotta also be careful because this has got me into trouble a few times where I go for the guy that's all the way in the back, and then all of a sudden he's got 3 teammates that decide, hey, this guy's all by himself, let's kill him. So you can see I'm kind of circling back, waiting for my team to kind of get something going. We got a bomber there, and then I noticed this guy way up high. And you'll see I try to start shooting ahead of time. It's not a guarantee that you'll hit, but you know, at least try to shoot it. But you can see I go straight into a climb. I noticed he was above me. I don't like to be below somebody. In fighting with planes, you got to try to maintain your momentum. So the guy with the most energy wins, usually. So you can see he's still got some altitude on me, and I'm above 12,000 feet already. So we're quite a ways up. I think this thing has an max altitude of 30,000 feet, or 23,000 feet, something like that. So we're not in any danger of stalling because of thin atmosphere, which is something these old motors were capable of. That's why the jets can go higher, is because they utilize compressors to force the air into the engine, whereas these planes back then, the best they could do was put a supercharger on it. So yeah, definitely don't have the operational ceiling that modern planes get. But here we start aiming ahead of them. We're just spraying all over the place right in front of them, trying to see if I can get a hit. There we get a hit. Now we're not even in range to be able to see where we got to aim yet. But this guy is in a bomber, I believe. It's PBY-5. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but you can see his tail gunner's going. He's trying to get me with the tail gunner, or the AI is trying to get me with a tail gunner. So we're just going to try to start spraying ahead. Now they give me my sights, so now we just start ripping them apart with these 6 12.7 millimeter guns. Just ripping them. Now bombers have a lot of health. Unless you hit something critical, you're probably not going to take it down. So just keep going. You got to keep spraying them. So you can see he's flying slow and flat, which makes him a beautiful target for these 6 guns. And here we go. We set him on fire. He's going to go down shortly. We're going to keep putting some more rounds into him. And then when it says target destroyed, my screen gets covered in oil. That's a nice effect as well. And it takes a moment to clear up. So now we've killed him. We've got our first kill of the game, and we've taken minimal damage. Now we took some rudder damage, and or not rudder, I guess it'd be the ailerons on the rear, elevators, whatever you want to call them. And then some fuselage damage, but we're doing okay. This thing is beefy. It doesn't have a problem taking a beating. Now you can see I do have a leak in my oil right now, so even though I am very capable of taking a beating, this thing is on its way out because there's not a whole lot I can do about it. And you can actually seize the motor up when it's low on oil, so maybe that's what ends up killing me. I can't remember, but we're looking for a target. We got to get within visual. Okay, so that guy's 5.5 miles out. I'm starting to make my way towards him because he's going with a teammate over there. And then I notice all these guys swarming in on my teammate. My teammate's chasing the front guy, and he's getting swarmed by 3 or 4 other guys trying to get shots on him. So unfortunately, our teammate goes down, and that leaves me right in the mix with everybody. So we're just going to come in, nope, teammate's still alive. Teammate is still alive. Can we help him take some of these guys down? You can see I'm just trying to break up the fight a little bit, take what we can get, and down he goes. We get another kill. There we go. Now circling back out of it, you can see I start trying to climb, get some G-force warnings. Oh, we got another little guy. Come on, get them up, get the guns up. Oh, he got out of there. Come on, can we turn? Got to turn and get the gun on him again. Slow down. Aim ahead. And got another one. Oh no, we're on fire. We're on fire, guys. This is not good. Mayday, mayday. We're coming in like a shooting star. Oh, everybody's jumping out, it looks like. I don't blame them. I don't blame them a bit. So that little fella right there with his little 4 guns, agile little punk, it takes us down. So we're going to jump into P-36, another fighter, and a little bit lower level. The P-40-E is the highest level thing I've got at the moment. and it's pretty good. I like it. This one is a lot more agile, but the firepower isn't there. I mean, it can still put a hurting on people, but I'm pretty sure it's 7.62s rather than 12.7s, and there's less of them. I think there's only 2 of them. So, not the greatest in the world, but its agility is nice. So you can see I'm just trying to figure out who I want to go for, and this Fury over here is all by himself. So I'm going to swoop in. I've got height, I've got energy, and can I get ahead of him and put some rounds in him? And shot. Oh, we just grazed him on his way by. We get a G-shock warning here because I just pulled out of a dive really hard. And now we're just trying to stay behind him. He's doing everything in his book of tricks to get out of it. So then I switch targets momentarily, and I go for the other guy who's right in front of me. And then I jump back. This guy's coming towards me. Come on. Can we get the gun ahead of him? Oh, and then he rolls out of it. Nice move. But I'm going to stay glued to you. I am not leaving you alone. You think you're getting out of it this easy? You're wrong. Hey, this is the guy we killed in the bomber earlier. I'm back. Come here, sunshine. Let me love you. Come on. I like a good dogfight. A dogfight where I've got to chase him or somebody's chasing me and we are basically playing poker. You're trying to fake a guy out, make him miss you, and overrun you. But this guy, oh no! We screwed up. We shot him down, and then we crashed into him because he lost a lot of energy when we shot him down. No! Darn it, Spartan. You were doing so good. Why do you have to crash your own plane? Oh well. Time to pull out the biplane, guys. As you may expect, this thing is quite a bit worse than my other 2 fighters. This is a Navy fighter, and it's an old biplane. That being said, it's not bad. It's relatively agile. It does suffer a bit in the climbing, and but it also can maintain lift under lower speeds, so that's always good. But you definitely got to watch the G-forces in this thing. I have torn the wings off of this more times than I care to mention. Because I generally get myself into trouble. Now you can see I'm just looking for a target here. I'm maintaining decent altitude, just under 5,000 feet, and I'm just flying as fast as this thing will let me go, and just trying to find somebody to shoot. And I keep looking at all the little arrows, and it's teammates that are attacking things, and they're ground targets. So I'm looking for the aerial targets, and I just have not been able to locate them yet. So we're just going to keep panning around. We need to find them. They're out there. We just got to get visual. So I'm starting to fly towards my teammates here, which is something that's usually a pretty good idea, because if you can't see the enemy, there's a chance that they have already seen you and are trying to, and sure enough, it's our friend. This time he's in a P-36. Can we take him down 3 times? We have already been in a heck of a battle with this guy on 2 occasions, the last of which I got the better of him, and then I crashed myself into him after he was already dead. But you can see he's flying towards us. We light him up. We come in low. He was expecting us to go high. And so now the chase is on. Come here, little buddy. Me and you have some unfinished business. This time I don't plan on crashing into you. Hopefully. Come on. So you can see the agility's not quite as good in this thing, but it's able to fly slower, which allows you to keep your distance and be able to continue to put rounds on these guys. They have the agility, but we can slow way down and maintain distance. And in this, it's just me, because I can literally stay glued to the backside of this guy, and there's not a thing he can do about it, though he will try. And I've been in the same situation many times, where a guy gets your 6 and he gets it hard. Generally, I like to hit the deck. I like to go straight towards the ground, fly just above the trees, and make it dangerous for him to follow me. One screw up and you die. So that generally gets guys off your backside, but not always. Some guys take the challenge and you still end up dead. But it's at least a try, you know. This guy's doing everything he can, but there's just no way he's shaking me. Not in a biplane, not to where I can fly slow and just stay behind him and keep lighting him up with these guns. Now, these guns aren't the strongest. Like I said, 7.62, so they're not going to be ripping them apart, but they will slowly, methodically take everything he's got down eventually. So we just keep trying, and you can see where the controls are frustrating on controller. Like, if you could let me just fly the nose of the plane instead of having me point with the... it's so much easier to fly the plane rather than point at things. But you can see we're still getting hits. Small hits here and there, nothing critical. But we momentarily lose him, so I slow way down, and I just allow him to overrun me, and sure enough, we're right back on his 6. He just cannot shake us. And we are just absolutely, and down he goes. This time, I'm getting out of there. I am not going to make the same mistake twice. However, we are very low on the, there's very few people left in the game, and this is one of them, and he's done pretty well for his team. So I'm going to go in for the sacrifice play, guys. This is the one where I line up a ram, and I'll go in guns blazing, because if I can kill him on the way in, then I'll just get out of the way. But if I can't kill him, I'm going to hit him head-on collision. So here we go. He's turning towards me. He's doing exactly what we want him to do. I'm already on the guns, trying to hit him. We're hitting him. He's hitting us. And come on, Spartan. Don't miss the ram. Got him. Sometimes you just got to ram a guy. Sometimes when you're in a not so good plane and you're against a plane that's better than you, and you could see how many guns he had compared to the ones I had. So if I would have let him get my 6, it's game over. He's going to mow me out of the sky. But that allows me to take him down, which means one more kill should pretty much end it, and our team is probably going to get it before I get into battle again, because now I'm in my bomber. It's not the fastest thing in the world, and it's not really good for fighting, though I have gotten into some fights with it. So there you go. 5 kills and only 3 deaths. That's not bad. One of those deaths was a suicide. So, actually 2 of them were, because I crashed into the guy after I killed him the one time. So, not bad. We only got shot down once. So, what do you guys think of War Thunder, huh? We end up second on the team. Let me know in the comments below. And, I will see you in the next video.